He's made of money, and I'll agree. Yeah, he's a handsome man indeed. Oh, he's a Huntsburger, made for some, but not for me.
I ain't saying she's a gold digger. But Rory's messing with the Huntsburger. I ain't saying she's a gold digger. But Rory's messing with the Huntsburger. Oh, get down.
Girl, go ahead.
Get down. Get down.
Girl.
Go ahead. Get down. Get down.
Girl.
Go ahead. Get down. Get down.
Girl, go ahead.
So Lower Live met Logan in mid-season 5 at a wedding that went awry, made her man say bye-bye. She thought Logan is a jerk, yeah, he's not a good guy, but Rory's falling for him, jumping out of the sky.
Rory tried for a change to do the casual thing, got caught in the act, undressing like Katie Lang. Luke and Chris busted in and prevented the bang.
And if you think that was hard,
Check out Huntsburger's wing. So she goes to meet his parents. They treat her like dirt. So Logan Dad make her the paper intern. Oh, hell yeah. Then she sits her down and says, you don't got what it takes.
so now Rory's feeling blue, so she takes to the sea, steals a yacht, gets caught by the local PET. It's such a big bummer, but that's the spin when the Joker makes Rory Gilmore his Harley Quinn.
I ain't saying she a gold digger. But Rory's messing with a Huntsburger.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger.
But Rory's messing with a Huntsburger. Get down, Gilmore girls, get down. Get down, Gilmore girls, get down. Get down, Gilmore girls, get down. Get down, Gilmore girls. 7 years, 7 years. The show was on the WB for 7 years.
Well, technically it was CW for one of those years.
But without the Paladinos, man, who really cares?
You can see them on TV any given Tuesday. Barely win their time slot on a slow news day.
It was never ever that strong in the ratings.
It's crazy how it managed to go on with the ratings.
You laters, it would be gone with the ratings.
But now it's on Netflix. Bye-bye to the ratings.
Ratings. If you want some more, Halloween Walk Gilmore.
Yeah!
Something that we need to know because it changed so much when Amy left the show.
7 whole years. 7 years.
And in the 6th season, Luke found out, I ain't saying she a gold digger.
But Rory's messing with a Huntsburger. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger. But Rory's messing with a Huntsburger. Get down, Gilmore girls, get down. Get down, Gilmore girls, get down. Get down, Gilmore girls, get down. Get down, Gilmore girls.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yo! La la la, la la, episode 521. Blame Booze and Melville. He's an author.
It's Melville, bro.
Okay.
There's no
like the
mystery
writer of Moby Dick.
Welcome to Gilmore, guys. I'm Kevin.
I'm Jimmy.
And we're
The Gilmore guys.
And this is our... Are you okay, bro? That's what that's for.
I know.
I know,
finally.
it's good. That's what that's for.
I seem to have acquired the vapors.
Woo! This is our last show of 2015, guys. In
No,
Los
it's not.
Angeles. Oh, wait, no, it's not. We got one.
It's okay. Be
We got
happy
one on the
again.
27th. This is our last show at UCB in 2015.
Yeah.
And maybe ever. Who knows? JK.
We'll be here.
In some form or fashion. Give us a second to catch our breaths. A few notes I want to make. Number one, Demi and I did not talk to each other about wardrobe tonight.
No, this is
100% a coincidence.
Yes.
No bit zone.
I was going to wear an all red like Santa outfit. That's not a joke. I've been wearing it all day.
Is that true?
And I changed literally like 3 hours ago, and I was like, I'll have time to get back.
Oh, man. Boo-hoo. And then number two, Demi just got here in the nick of time because you were at a movie, right?
Yeah.
What movie?
The Star or something.
The Star of something?
Boys. Star Boys.
Star Boys.
Star Boys.
The Wrath of Coon.
The Wrath. Well, yep.
Raccoons, dude.
Yes. No. Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy, as they call it.
Woo, Jar Jar Binks. Oh, man. This is the sort of pre-show banter that you guys paid for. Do you feel like you've gotten your $5 worth yet? How's everyone doing? It is loaded, like wall to wall here tonight. Thank you all for coming out.
Thank you, everybody,
and
so
seeing
much.
us. This is amazing. I don't want to dick around anymore. I want to get to it. So let's introduce our special guest.
Yes.
La la, la la.
Special guest.
Well, this man needs no introduction, so we're not gonna give him one. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jason Mantzoukas!
La la, Jason.
What's up, jerks?
Woo! I've never felt so welcome being called a jerk.
How we doing, everybody?
What an honor. Jason, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
It is an absolute pleasure.
A pleasure and a delight. Here's what I'm delighted by. Jason, this is the first episode we've had you on since we've met Mr. Logan Huntsberger.
So happy to be here to reiterate my absolute disdain for this gentleman.
High five.
And I will say, I genuinely was like, because I have not watched these episodes in a long time, I was kind of like, you know what? I'm going to watch. I watched 520, 521, and then 522. Because I'm a fucking badass.
Preparation.
Here's what I don't come here to do, guys. Fuck around. And I was like, you know what? I haven't seen a Logan episode in a long time. Maybe it's better than I thought. Or maybe he was, nope. This guy is still a straight up dick. I don't care for him. I don't care for his fucking father. I am not on board for this guy. I think he's a fucking asshole.
Now, see, his father, I might be all right with his dad.
I have weird
thus
mixed
far.
feelings about
What?
his dad. I can tell he's evil, even though I can't prove it.
You keep trying to catch him in a trap of evil,
Yes.
but you can't thus far.
Oh, he's a Lannister.
He is.
Huntsberger for
He's
sure.
a villain. That dude is a villain. No way.
Not
I'm
yet.
not on board.
He seems very even-keeled to me.
Nope.
I think he's the secret hero of Gilmore Girls.
Oh, yeah.
He will be revealed in the new season to be the man that murdered Richard Gilmore.
Oh, God.
Now,
The insurance business is very tricky.
Oh, yeah.
Jason, this is also the first episode we've had you on since they announced that there was going to be a new season.
Thrilled.
On
So happy.
Netflix. Now,
I mean, upwards of, I don't know, like 50 people emailed me links to that announcement. To be like, I know you're not on social media, but did you hear? And I was like, yes, I know. But I'm beyond happy.
Are you going to be
Okay.
in it? Are you going to try and get in it?
I immediately forwarded it to my agents and was like, I know you're going to think this is a bit. This is currently the most important thing right now. I need to get on this show.
the league is over. I got some time.
And everybody, if you have listened to this show, you know the storyline that I pitched to the casting directors of Gilmore Girls when it was a show on television was that I would arrive in Stars Hollow and I would, without knowing it, accidentally sleep with Rory, and then fall in love with and sleep with Lorelai. I would like to now amend that because I feel like this has taken hold and this has gotten away from me. And I just now, in the reboot, I want to make sure people understand. I want to do that, but I'm going to add Emily to the mix. Now here's why. She's grieving.
Aww.
Hey, hear me out. I would never have done this while Richard was alive. But if Richard is not there, which he will not be.
They could do a
Technology's
CGI.
come a long way.
I mean, listen.
He has passed.
But technology's come a long way.
Unless they do scenes where Emily's like, Richard, are you coming down here? And then it's like, and they're like, no, he's up there in the study again. He's really busy.
They just use old recordings from like, I'll be right down.
They're just going to chop it up. No. So now that there are 3 Gilmore Girls available, I feel like it behooves me to add her to the mix.
Is Lorelai available?
We don't know. I
know.
mean, listen,
Ugh.
what could have happened in those years? Or here's the idea I like that we were talking about, is you just play Edward Herman.
Oh, I'll do that.
It's just, and special appearance by Edward Herman, it's
Yeah.
just you like reading a
I'll do that.
newspaper. And perfect.
Flawless.
Okay, fine. That's not a good Edward Herman, but you get
It's a great Edward Herman.
Okay.
I would love, to answer your question honestly, I would love to be on that show. Even if it genuinely is just to, like, be in the background of, like, in the town square of Stars Hollow while Grant Lee Phillips is singing a song, just walk in the background like...
Someone said that you should play Al from Al's Pancake World.
That is a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Because then that way you're part of the series the whole time.
Exactly.
And every time they say Al,
I would love that.
Just like, good to see you again, Lorelai.
Yep.
And the merchandise opportunities, those right.
And of course it's just Al's Pancakes, shirts, everything, huge.
And then you could still do that. I guess you could still do that same storyline as Al, to plow Lorelai, then plow Rory and Emily.
I'll take it.
It's all possible.
I'm more like I'll give it, but you guys get what the picture I'm painting. And if you don't, I'll send you some videos.
He
so
will.
Just give me your email. I'll send you some stuff. Don't worry about it. Just click on whatever pops up.
Hashtag Mantzoukas for Gilmore. Let's make that happen.
Hashtag Mantzoukas for Gilmore.
Let's trend this, guys. That's a thing, right? Let's trend this?
Yes.
Yeah, you're not on social media.
Guys, let's trend it.
You should try Twitter
trend it.
sometime.
Well, the episode at hand is episode 521, Blame Booze in Melville, which is not a direct quote from the show.
Nope.
Thankfully, it's more of an impressionistic, artistic license title.
Yeah,
which
it's
I
a real
enjoy.
Monet.
It's all, I guess it's about what Lorelai and Rory can blame their problems on in both cases. And the Netflix synopsis, just want to make sure. And the Netflix synopsis is Rory is surprised by the performance review she receives from Logan's father. Luke's plan to buy the Twickham house is threatened by a competing bid.
I had totally forgotten this storyline.
With Kurt?
Yeah, and was delighted.
Well, let's get into it, and let's go back in the time machine.
Whoa. I didn't know we had so much Foley work.
It's really changed
well,
last time since you've
Since
been
last
here.
time I was here, it's a very different show.
Yeah.
I was not told to wear a tie.
This ain't your grandma's Gilmore, guys.
I debated it, but I didn't want to put pressure on you.
Hey, you know what? I just look like a fucking asshole, so it's totally.
Do you want my
totally
tie?
Fine. No, I'm
All
good.
right.
I'm good.
Let's get back in the time machine and let's ask ourselves, hey, how did the WB promote this episode in the year 2005? So let's go ahead and watch a promo for this episode now.
Next week, fresh Gilmore Girls.
Coming around the mountain. Oh, I can't watch this.
It's tough business, and I have to tell you.
You don't got it.
That one looks nice and seaworthy.
Not our steak.
That ever stopped you before?
How did you know for sure that you were pregnant?
Where are you asking?
Fresh Gilmore Girls next Tuesday on the WB.
This spoils every interesting part of this episode.
Really?
Except for Kirk.
That is all spoilers.
Yeah.
Wall to wall. Well, no, we don't get the ballerina stuff. That stuff isn't spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
The cold open for this episode is nothing but Gilmore Girls looking at a big dick.
Lusting over. You know
They
what?
are like creaming their jeans over some ballet dancer's dong.
Can I play the
Gregorio.
clip? Can I
Play
play
the clip, for God's sake.
You can play
Because they
Gregorio.
are wet for it.
Stop that.
Here's a little cutie patootie.
Oh, she's darling. Look at those little feet.
Whoa, you were right. This Gregorio guy, what's up with that?
Rory,
Just a little girl talk, Mom. Who are we offending?
let's make 2 piles. One for the maybes, one for the no's.
Sandpaper face is a no?
Definitely.
What about endowment boy?
The maybes.
You go, Grandma.
I bet Gregorio would
Did
be
you
good
see that
dipped in
look?
chocolate.
Emily was like, uh-oh.
What
Emily
Richard
looked that
doesn't
picture up
know.
and down like, I'm on board for this. I've now spilled a tea.
Oh, no.
I'm not worried about it. I don't think audio equipment is going to short out.
Speaking of wet, oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right?
That seemed
So
purposeful
this
in
is
a way.
Gregorio. Look at what Gregorio made
This
me
is why
do.
Gregorio had brought.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. Before we get
If
into pop
anybody wants
culture,
to bring paper towels, that would be terrific.
before we get into pop culture, I do want to look at another way that the WB promoted the show, not in video, but in audio, because the radio promos for this show,
Out of this world.
you can do anything with audio. You can create any world, and let's just listen to how they promote the show on the radio.
Only 2 fresh Gilmore Girls episodes left this season. This week on the WB Tuesday, Lorelai's best friend is about to be a mom.
It's coming around the mountain. Sorry, I just really don't want to see what's coming around the mountain.
It's a Stars Hollow baby boom.
When did you know for sure that you were pregnant?
Why are you asking?
And Lorelai could be next.
My body is telling me something. Uh-oh.
A fresh new Gilmore Girls with the season finale just 1 week away.
I don't like that they keep using the word fresh.
No, yeah.
Fresh.
Only 2 more fresh Gilmore Girls left. Ew. Because after that, they're all spoiled.
They're already all spoiled.
2 fresh girls on CBS
Yeah,
this fall.
there's something about. I don't like it. There's something weird about the word fresh.
It's the way I think it's the way he hits just like 2 fresh girls.
We're
Now-
gonna need more than that. Because Gregorio is huge. We're gonna need so much more than that just to sop up what Gregorio's done to this stage. I
Now,
love when Rory just gets into it. She's like, "You really weren't kidding," and then Emily is like, "He's a maybe."
it's what we talked about on the show. They don't do dick jokes subtly. Then there's quite a few on this show.
There's not a lot of subtle stuff on the show, and that's when it's zingers and jokes.
Sure.
I feel like they are fastball straight down the middle, and then it's a little racy.
All right.
I like it.
Well, let's get into it with a little segment we call Pop
Goes
the
culture.
Where we take every pop culture reference in the episode, put them in a supercut, and really just bask in it. This is episode 521, Blame Booze and Melville. Pop goes the culture.
I'm breathing. Hey, was that Andy Dick out in the hallway? Looks like Ben Stiller. Suddenly my midwife was Wolf Blitzer. I am Penelope Cruz.
She looks like Merlo Thomas.
See, it's not just me. Or Norman Mailer. He was yelling at someone to shut up and read Joyce. I think Noam Chomsky would agree.
I bet Noam doesn't dip fruit.
Or laugh. Ever seen that Put 'em on him?
Easter Island.
Mom, it was meant as a joke. The Pol Pot, the walking anthrax. I was just being edgy, like Chris Rock.
Whatever Pola wants, Pola gets.
I love the circle of life.
Sort of Damocles is really hovering over you for a couple weeks there, huh?
Hey, that would be a good line for Dennis the Menace after he fails to mow Mr. Wilson's lawn.
It's like one of those phrases, like drop it like it's hot, that I really wish I'd never heard.
Do I look like eBay? Centric uncle?
Brian Eno.
I was close.
Never seemed much like a family guy.
So, Franz Ferdinand comes to New York, forget freelancers, you'll go cover it?
I didn't say that. Jose Canseco, post-steroids, should be a warning to people.
I know he wants the bone. I know there's going to be a complication getting the bone, but Marmaduke still cracks me up every time. Sally Forth is on fire today.
You've been sexting since I pulled up.
But after we see Spam-A-Lot, right? I paid a lot for those tickets. Normally, I don't make jokes about Joseph Stalin. They're inappropriate.
You know the beginning of Moby Dick?
I did not force Jimmy Carter out of his room at that hotel.
See, now that I thought was just an amusing anecdote.
I did not get into a, quote, bitch fight with him. He's an ex-president. It was with that insufferable Rosalind.
I love it.
My life needs more Emily Gilmore saying bitch fight. in any and every context possible.
She's the best. Is the sword of Damocles really pop culture, though?
No, these have just really become name checks.
They're just
all
references. The references.
There's some real things, basically.
Yeah, anything that exists in the real world, I decided to put it in.
Because the Gilmore Girls, they live in our real world. And it's
they're
nice
here
to see
right
them.
now.
Come on. They could be among us. Now, one thing before we...
Are they here?
Lorelai? Rory? One thing
Emily?
Before we... Paris?
Gregorio?
Gregorio?
Paris. I would love it if Paris was here.
Oh, my heart.
Now, on Friday, something very...
I would rather have sex with Paris than Rory.
Would you?
I just have decided
Why?
that.
Why is that? Why is that?
I bet Paris is a real tomcat in the sack.
With
and apparently Rory can be dissuaded very easily.
From sex?
From pursuing whatever she wants.
Oh, in what context are you talking about?
Well, with Mr. Huntsberger.
Dissuading?
He tells her she doesn't have what it takes, and she's like, I guess you're right.
Oh,
And
true.
See you later.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm taking off. Spoilers.
So you're saying she's too submissive? Your words, not mine?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know that she's submissive as much as, I don't know. I just want, I want a feistier Rory right now. And I know that's where we're going, but that's what I want.
Do you feel like the arc of Rory, like throughout this season 5 and selling a yacht at the end, is she getting feistier or is she getting more beaten down or neutered? Is this an arc or is this a parabola? You know what I'm saying?
Whoa. Don't know. It's interesting.
Isn't a parabola technically an arc? Okay.
What's the opposite of an arc?
A flood.
Someone said a straight line, a flood.
Let's figure this out. This
We
is
have
where
an
our
hour.
attention needs to be spent.
Now, before we go on with the episode discussion, we need to talk about Friday. Something's happening. Something very big is happening, and I think it's on everybody's minds, and we're not talking about it, and it's about someone who's been in our lives and meant a lot to us for a long time. I'm not talking about Star Wars. I'm talking about Jason Mantzoukas.
Oh, no. I know what's about to
I'm
happen.
talking about... Demi, you ready?
Oh, boy.
Oh. Now, when I think of
I'm
Jason
very
Mantzoukas...
concerned about what's happening right now.
I think of joy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jason. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, guys. You're very sweet.
And it's vegan.
And it's vegan, so you won't die.
We know how much you hate meat.
Thank you, guys. You're very nice. You're two sweet gentlemen who I will lavish tender kisses on backstage.
Thank you.
Make sure the photographer's
Two
in the
fresh
room.
boys.
Two fresh boys. On Netflix this fall, maybe.
Only 2 more fresh boys left. The rest are all rotten.
They're getting picked off, man. Jason, thank you for being born and being alive. We
Oh,
love
thank you, guys. If I hadn't been, we wouldn't be here.
We probably,
Right?
truthfully, would not be
100%.
here.
Yeah.
Definitely. So let's talk about what's probably the most salient part of the episode, in my mind, which is the Rory situation. So she's working the internship for the Stanford Eagle Gazette,
yeah.
I want to say. And Mitchum sits her down and
The good old SEG.
gives her the business, the SCG.
And so you think and you're cool with him?
I kinda am.
Wow.
Let's back it up. When have we seen Rory be an amazing journalist on this show?
She's been there for 2 weeks.
She
2
has?
weeks.
Oh, I thought this was like her second day. I was like, she's doing great. My thought is that we at the Eagle Gazette have never seen her exhibit any of those skills, but I don't think we've seen her do anything that would require. Like she was just like we saw her walk around and like hand out papers and transfer things. It's not a skill that like we have no idea if he's telling the truth or not. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, he's saying this to push her to become a better journalist. I don't think he's trying to be like, you don't get out of here, kid. I think he's trying
so
to.
you don't think it's a manipulation? You think he's like
Oh, I think it's a
sincerely...
manipulation, but like a good manipulation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A good manip. All right. I just
What
like...
evidence do we have that he has motives that are positive?
None.
What evidence do we have that he has negative motives? Some.
The thing is, we have no evidence of anything. He is chaotic and neutral.
Yeah, I mean, because he doesn't give a shit about the, like, but I'm a Gilmore and you're, the Huntsberger's getting all uppity about it.
He's like, I gave you a chance.
He doesn't
Now
care
do
about
it.
that. And he seems pretty even-keeled. Like, his assessment of her, like, the examples he used, they didn't seem to be malicious or, like, have negative intent. But again, this goes back to kind of the gray contextualization that the show does, where it's like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to believe that Rory's a good journalist or not, and he's being mean and evil, or if we're supposed to believe that she's not a good journalist.
Okay, I'll say this, and this is kind of where you're at in the sense that I don't know what his motives are, but how Rory takes it, she could have just been, that could have spurred her to action, and it doesn't. She wilts, right?
It spurs her to a kind of action, but not the one we want to see.
Oh.
Well, maybe she's doing a journalistic investigation of what it's like to drive a boat.
Oh, she doesn't care about that.
I don't know. Next episode.
Here, let's play the clip. Let's play the clip.
Spoiler alert, I've seen the next episode.
How does the paper go?
Not good.
Here we go.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Nothing. I'm just in a weird mood.
I'll say.
I'm sorry. Can we go somewhere else?
What?
Let's go somewhere else. I don't really feel like being around people.
Okay, name it.
Will your sister mind?
I've been here an hour and a half. I've talked to everybody and my duty's done. Where do you want to go?
I don't know. Somewhere. Far. Out there.
Where?
Out to sea.
Out to sea.
Yeah. Let's take that fancy panty out of yours for a spin.
tricky since it's about to head out with all my sister's friends on it.
Oh. Well, don't you have another one?
Not here.
Well, where's the other one?
Far away. Let's just drive somewhere. Let's go to New York.
I don't want to drive. I want to be out there, just the two of us, alone.
Well,
You know the beginning of Moby Dick when the narrator says that when he finds himself growing grim about the mouth and wanting to knock people's hats off, he takes to the sea?
yeah.
Well, I feel like knocking people's hats off.
So I guess we gotta take to the sea.
That one looks good.
Yeah?
Nice and seaworthy.
Not ours to take.
That ever stopped you before?
I think I've been a bad influence on you, Ace.
Let's go, Huntsberger.
Let's go.
First off,
That's pretty easy.
Moby Dick is a terrible book. It's just awful.
Have you tried reading it?
Yeah, we read it earlier this year.
Oh, that's right,
It's a
on At
whale
Midnight.
encyclopedia. It's not inspiring. Secondly, I don't know how I feel about Logan anymore.
Why is that?
Because in this entire episode, I'm like, he's fine. But in certain episodes, he'll do one thing. I'm just like, oh, get out of here. He's exactly like Mitchum, where
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I know he's evil. I look at him and I see the devil in his eyes. But I can't, at certain points, I'm just like, you seem to be doing a fine thing, and then he calls her Ace, and then I don't like it.
You don't like Ace?
Okay, quick show of hands. Who here feels like when Rory comes up to the boat, Logan is flirting with that woman? Okay? Oh, that's not many of you. So that means the rest of you believe Logan's story, that person is married with two children?
I totally believe that.
No way.
No, come on.
No way. That is an off-the-cuff, sly little manipulation. He is a stone-cold liar.
I wish he'd been like, what are their names? And he's like, Huey and Louie.
Yeah.
And Dewey. But I feel like that's like the second or third time they've done that device again where it's like he's talking to a girl and it's like, oh, actually, it's my sister. Oh, actually, she's married. Like he's continually having flirtatious...
He's fucking all of them.
No. His sister?
Yes.
No.
Those Huntsbergers, they only breed from within.
That's how they keep the bloodline.
Okay, maybe
they are Lannisters.
They maybe are Lannisters. Okay.
Oh, like the dad might as well have been like, sorry, kid, you don't got it. I might have just did you a big favor. And you know the Lannisters always repay their debts. Walks out. Like he is a villain. This family is villains.
I don't get villainy from Mitchum at all in this episode. I truly don't. You're saying because it's too short a time to judge her abilities journalistically?
Not only that, she is doing the most, and yes, she didn't speak up in that meeting, which is fine, and why not be like, speak up in this meeting? Come on, hey, what are you doing? He's been there 2 weeks as like a shadowing intern and has done a few things that have warranted his attention, so why not continue to foster that? It seems like
But the
pretty
things she's
brutal.
done to warrant his attention are like assistant-y things, I guess. But I guess that's just been the parameters of her responsibilities.
That's what I would assume. I mean, like within 2 weeks, what is she supposed to do? Be like, I want my own byline. Here's an article I just wrote. Like,
I got a hot scoop.
What is this? Is she like Rosalind Russell and His Girl Friday? Like, what's happening? I wish she was.
Yeah.
But like, come on. Like, that's no way. Too convenient, and plus, it's also wrapped up in the fucking Logan shit and like all of their. I just don't like it. Don't like it.
Don't like it.
I don't like these Huntsbergers.
Did someone try to start a round of applause for that and fail a little bit?
I thought someone was using a keyboard.
Oh, here's one interesting thing. The Moby Dick is one of the first references in the pilot episode of this series. So Rory's been talking about Moby Dick she's been talking about Dick for a long time.
I was just going to say, in the first scene of this episode, there's a Moby Dick.
There's a Moby
Gregorio. Have you guys forgotten Gregorio?
Yeah.
So her stealing the boat. One of the meta narratives I feel like people applied to the show is like Logan pushes out of her comfort zone. He makes her more adventurous, but she is the one instigating the crime and the theft in this episode. And he's just kind of like, whatever, sure, okay. So it just kind of rings false when you look back at episodes like this. Like he's not the one like, oh come on, Rory, let's jump off a boat.
I don't think he is I don't think I don't not like Logan because I think he's responsible for things like this. I actually do like Logan for things like this. You know what I mean? Like I like that. I feel like only in a Logan scenario does Rory take leaps like this or make moves that are this chaotic, which I do like. I like that It's her idea. She spurns him on to do it. They get her. I really like that. I just think he's a douche.
He really is.
His outfits aren't great. There are some Goulet numbers and some... It's not going so well for that. Let's talk about...
And the chocolates and the cigars.
Oh, the chocolates and cigars
that.
he brought Richard and Emily. He's more loathsome, I'd say, in the previous episode than in this one. This one, he barely does anything.
Right. You're right. In that one, he steals the sewing box. Or whatever.
What a fun prank.
It's funny, though. When he showed up at the newsroom, that was the first time this entire series where I've been like, oh, my God, they do talk too fast. The Jose Canseco thing, when his dad comes in, I was just like, slow down. I don't know why, but something about that episode made me nervous. Or just that part of the episode.
It makes you nervous?
Because it was just like, it was going so fast, and just like, I'm missing something. They literally need to slow down. This is the first time I've been on the same page as like everyone who doesn't watch this show. It's just like, I saw the Mad TV sketch. I'll get these girls. Like, it was too fast.
Yeah, it was. It was fast. And I feel like that newsroom environment, and it is His Girl Friday, is leaning into the kind of screwball comedy, banter, and it's also very Sorkin-esque in that way too, where it's a big long walk and talk of her passing out all the stuff, and now she's comfortable and she knows everybody by their nicknames.
You know, I see that more as like an establishing scene in a rom-com where it's like, this guy has it together, and you see him at his job and he's like catching the papers and talking to Johnny and like, okay, you look great, you lost weight, blah, 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 da, da, da. Like, it seemed more like that.
Until it all fell apart. You just don't got it, kid. That's a record scratch?
Or Scooby-Doo having an aneurysm. Either one.
Both are equally used in trailers.
Absolutely. Maybe the fact that it's like a little too fast or a little too wacky in this episode is because it's a Daniel episode. Could that be the case? This one was written by Daniel Palladino. And we all know he likes to err on the side of quirk more than not.
There are definitely some quirks in this episode that I wrote, like, why is this here? Like, the whole ballerina thing.
Which I still don't understand the setup of that.
I don't understand. I don't understand that. Nor do I have any understanding of the girl's obsession with the Magic 8-Ball.
That was not necessary.
That I was like, what is this?
Okay, so here's the comparison I want to draw. Who in here is a fan of Arrested Development? So a good number of people.
Mr. Wendell, Arrested Development?
Yeah, Mr. Wendell, Arrested Development.
The hip hop group from the 90s?
Yes,
yeah, that's right.
Exactly that one.
Great.
Yeah,
That's
so we're going to play one of their sick beats now. I hope you guys will like it. So I want to compare and contrast one scene from this episode with another scene from Arrested Development.
Hello.
I think you guys might find it salient.
Boy, I love this.
I got Pola.
Oh, Pola.
Blonde hair, bullet body, so petite, but thighs that could break concrete.
At least I think it's a him. You've got to strip them down to next to nothing before you can even tell.
It is yes. Yes, I'm going to be rich.
Anyang. This is Anyang, who your father and I have adopted.
I just want to hug the stuffing out of her.
He's out of control.
I would love to see Pola come back in the 8th season.
Down to the blocking of that scene where she's on the phone.
This. These are now 2 shows that Netflix owns.
Yeah.
What's to stop Emily Gilmore from being friends with
Lucille Bluth?
Oh,
Bluth?
Please create a cinematic universe.
Let's bring
a crossover.
And Daredevil.
You lost me.
It's okay. Emily Gilmore is trying to solve who murdered Richard.
Oh, yes.
Her best friend, Lucille, comes back from the West Coast to help her with this mission. They seek out the help of street vigilante of Hell's Kitchen, blind lawyer Matt Murdock, both for legal advice because Rory still has an outstanding warrant for stealing this boat, but then also because it turns out the fucking kingpin killed Richard.
Oh.
Nailed it. Everybody's upset at that? Everybody's upset that the
You
kingpin
shouldn't
killed Richard
bring
Gilmore?
Vincent D'Onofrio into this. Leave him out of it.
No, I was with you up until you brought Wilson Fisk into this. Now it all falls apart.
Here's my question. Does Kristen Ritter get involved? And is
Jessica
she
Jones?
Is she on the Gilmore side or is she Jessica Jones?
Now. Holy cow. The Ritter's character from Gilmore Girls is Jessica Jones all grown up.
Right.
Right?
Wow.
Also, Groot.
Now we're just tossing people in.
No,
Yeah.
you're right.
No,
Fuck Groot. Groot's not in it.
Groot can go to
Groot's
hell.
not in it.
You know who
but
is?
Willow is.
Yes.
And Tara, still alive.
And all of the cast of Hemlock Grove.
R.I.P. Yeah, Hemlock Grove? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the hit series Hemlock Grove.
That show that everyone likes, Hemlock Grove.
Oh, HG? Yeah. They're all there.
What would be relevant is a Jessica Jones, Paris Geller team up.
They have the same voice.
Because they have the exact same voice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's wonderful.
Ooh. No, it wouldn't work.
What? We can make it work.
I was gonna say Michelle from Bunheads should arrive as well. But
I don't know.
but Bunheads is not a Netflix show.
It
So
can be.
can't happen.
Netflix.
No, Netflix. Get a hold of Bunheads.
We saw what happened when we started a
gotta
podcast
get
with
Boo.
Gilmore.
We gotta get
Sasha.
We gotta get
Jenny. We gotta get Melanie.
Michelle. Oh, Melanie. Yeah.
Melanie.
Oh, yeah.
And Fanny.
And and Fanny and
her black boyfriend. We do.
Oh, guys, Bunheads.
Let's save it for Bunhead Bros. It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, I can't wait. I want to be on the episode of Bunhead Bros that is Ginny's audition. Ginny's audition where Michelle helps her with the audition with the operator call, whatever that song is. Every time. I watch it all the time on YouTube. Cry, jerk off. Cry. Tears, lube, tears. It's the best. It's one of the best scenes in the last 10 years of television. True story.
Oh, man. I would add to that.
Just that scene.
The Tom Waits tribute scene at the end of episode 2.
Yep.
Amazing.
Come on, guys.
We're going to get to it.
Bunheads.
It'd be fun if we made every Bunheads episode a live show with you.
You could. I would do them all.
Yeah. All of them.
Because it's not, I mean, what would that, how many episodes?
It's like
is that?
18. We could space it out.
It's not that many episodes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Fucking, let's start right now.
And it'll go on Netflix very shortly thereafter, as has been the pattern.
We got to get Bunheads back up and running. That is legitimately, I would love that.
In that way.
Richard Gilmore is dead, okay?
Murdered?
Richard Gilmore is dead. No, maybe he's been murdered. We don't know. But nobody has seen Emily for ages. This is episode 1 of Gilmore Girls. Then maybe they do. Maybe they hire Jessica Jones. Where is Emily Gilmore? She's like, well, she has the shock of Richard's death sent her into a retrograde amnesia. She's living in paradise in California. She thinks she's a dance teacher. Boom! Worlds collide. Rory and Lorelai arrive at the and Paradise Dance Studio. Paris is there. Holy shit. What? This shit writes itself.
I mean, in a way, this episode is a spiritual prequel to Bunheads in Emily adopting a ballerina.
Yes.
I don't understand what adopting a ballerina means. I truly don't.
No, that makes no sense. She says she's going to sponsor a ballerina, and then all of a sudden, she has a new child.
Yeah. I was surprised by the person. I thought it was like, oh, you choose someone and you financially support their, dance education or whatever. I didn't think the person was going to live in the house with them.
Teach him how to do magic.
Does Mikhail come back?
The dude?
Yeah.
I wish, but no.
What the hell?
I wish the button for the episode was her and Mikhail in the panic room, just like testing it out.
Just him plowing.
One. Mikhail. That was one of probably my favorite joke in the episode was Lorelai having to explain the Stalin joke to Mikhail at the end. And Emily's just so concentrated on it and like, oh no, we don't usually joke about Stalin around here.
But they kind of do.
All the time.
Stalin, Mussolini, Hitler. I bet there've been at least 5 jokes about each on this show.
5 home run jokes about all those cool dudes.
All those awesome dudes. Speaking of Quirk, can we talk about
Kirk?
Kirk.
Never mind.
Oh, Quirk or Kirk?
I mean, it's one and the same. Am I right, guys? Let's talk about the Jedi in the steam room.
Oh my God!
Because we need to. Let's just watch it. Let's watch it and take it in.
Listen, old guys, I should get the house.
Watch your manners, young man.
I can get a loan.
But I have deep pockets.
Not now. I mean, right now I'm naked, but my pants have pockets.
Who are you guys anyway? What gives you the authority to make town decisions?
Luke, this isn't helping.
He's a hothead with body issues and shallow pockets.
This isn't right. Taylor and I had an agreement.
He needs therapy and probably pills.
Luke should get the house.
What?
What?
It's the right thing to do. Kirk may have a better claim technically, but Luke wants it more.
But
I knew Luke's father, his grandfather.
we all did.
He'll care for the house because he cares so much about it. He wants it for him and Lorelei.
For a minute. Did you?
We all watched Luke pine for Lorelei for 9 long years. He waited for her while she went through her many relationships. He won her. Now he wants this for her and for the others.
Others? Well, what others?
You'll bring children into the house.
I'll bring children into the house, too. Maybe not my own.
It's right for Luke to have it.
What does that mean?
Kirk is young. There'll be other places for him to go. That's what I think.
Well, I agree.
Me too. Luke should get the house.
Rip!
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Luke, it's a big yard you'll have there. A lot
have
of
so
lawn.
many
I was
questions.
wondering if we could talk about my rendering gardening services. I have tools.
Okay, so let's back it up.
So many questions.
Kirk has $250,000 because he's worked 15,000 jobs in Stars Hollow. This is the big payoff.
I liked that idea. I
think
liked that it
is-
was Kirk that had the money that was competing.
That is $16.6 per job.
Well, he's got to live.
But I mean,
His mother's medical expenses. You don't know what those are.
Does he get fired after 2 hours of each job,
he
or what's
might.
happening?
What's going on here? What do we do? What are we doing here?
There's a
Well,
weird...
Are we to believe that there is like a cabal of elders that control Stars Hollow
The powers
from
that
a
be.
steam room?
Yes.
That's not real. We know that all Stars Hollow business is done in a barn at Miss Patty's house, right? During town meeting.
All the business is done? Well, we have many, many theories about the economics of Stars Hollow. One of which is that it all revolves around tourism. One of them is it all revolves around Lorelei.
I think it's all just a made-up money system.
They all...
Who are these people? I mean, A. And B, the guy, it really is just an Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes.
All the way through, including I knew Luke's father. Luke, I'm your father.
Yeah.
Wait, do we find out who that is?
No. Some people
Ever.
speculated that it was Richard. Some people speculated that it was Mr. Kim. It's neither. And you never hear from this dude
I'm
again.
so upset they didn't just he didn't just pull it back and it's like Kirk Douglas or some
Douglas.
just a good opportunity to get a random cameo in there.
And that man was Bill Murray.
It's
Yeah.
so weird. This is such a weird scene. And it is like, this is to me a perfect illustration of almost Gilmore Girls.
Ah, interesting.
You know what I mean? Like, this is almost what you're saying about like this is almost too quirky. This to me strains it too much. You know, because I'm like, well, wait a minute. Now I have to believe that there are people in town who can control who buys houses.
The reality of the show gets broader and broader with each season. Season 1 and 2 is very emotionally grounded, and it gets cartoonier and cartoonier. Their voices get cartoonier as the show goes on. Emily's gets very much more shrill. Rory's gets higher pitched. And the reality of the town also gets very interesting and weird and shady, and scenes like this occur.
This to me is almost like a scene that would occur in a show, in a more of a Buffy show, a show that has some sort of supernatural element to it, or an element of, there are behind the scenes powers controlling this, pulling the strings kind of stuff that I don't know belongs in Stars Hollow.
The way
frankly.
I feel like because the Paladinos have such a background in sitcom writing, that's just like, let's go for the joke here.
Yep.
Rather than the reality or keeping it grounded, especially Daniel.
You don't think they were just like, we got to get Kirk out of his clothes?
Which they do constantly on
I
this show.
I have to believe that's in his contract, like once a season.
This is like the fourth or fifth time we've seen him.
Oh, absolutely. Just this time in a towel, not a pillow.
I mean, this scene was pretty much just eye candy, in my opinion.
Oh, of course.
The four men.
I mean, this is where I jerked off, took a nap, and then had to wake up to watch the rest of the episode because it was so hot.
It's like Magic Mike XS.
XS. XXXL. And so Luke's trying to get the Twickenham Mouse. Kirk is blocking the bid. They kind of make Kirk a villain in this one. He's done some investigation on Luke's finances.
Wasn't it fantastic when he goes to talk to Kirk, and on a switch he becomes Frank Underwood. I don't remember what it was, but he said,
we can play it.
Oh, please.
Yeah, let's play it. Kirk is
Sally
loaded.
Forth is on fire today. On fire!
Where did you get $250,000?
What? I don't have $250,000.
You don't?
No, just shy. It's 247,868. 67 if I get a couple donuts to go. Those chocolate raised are calling my name.
Where the hell did you get that much money?
I've been working for 11 years, Luke. I've had 15,000 jobs. I've saved every dollar I ever made. That and the miracle of compound interest has created a bounty of $250,000. Again, just under. I don't want to brag.
You put a competing offer in on the Twickenham house.
That's right. It's a perfect place for me and Lulu.
You know I have an offer on that house.
I've heard talk to that effect.
Take it back. Take back the offer.
No, you take yours back.
I had a deal with Taylor before you even knew that house was available.
You get it in writing?
No, but...
An oral agreement's only as good as the paper it's written on. Hey, that would be a good line for Dennis the Menace after he fails to mow Mr. Wilson's lawn. I should send that in.
This is not going to go down this way. You are not getting that house.
Au contraire, my friend. I happen to know that your credit's not exactly stellar.
My credit?
Granted, you've got some real estate holdings, but your cash flow's been flat for 3 years. And unless you're willing to sell off assets, you may be able to swing no more than a 5% down payment, which makes you a real estate risk.
How do you know the state of my assets?
That's the power of deep pockets, Luke. Put a sawbuck in the right hands and they babble like parrots.
That is the Frank Underwoodiest line of the entire... That's the
fair.
power of deep pockets, Luke. You put a sawbuck in the right hands and they babble like parrots. I love... My favorite scenes in this show are when the underdogs suddenly, decide that they are the villain. Like when Taylor is like, you will see me again, or anytime Paris is on the screen. It's fascinating. Because it's just like, you want them to win, but you're also like, oh, but they're up against Luke, or oh, they're up against our favorite characters. And it's like, not this time. I don't care. Like, I want Kirk to have the house.
You do. You're rooting for your team Kirk on this one.
I am.
I wouldn't mind if Kirk got the house either, frankly. I also think shame on Luke for not...
Having pity on Kirk Gleason?
No, shame on Luke for doing all of this behind the scenes without talking to Lorelai about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's two sides to that. Because one is like it's a grand romantic gesture, and buying a house is a no.
I feel like a house is too grand of a romantic gesture.
No, that's a thing you do together.
Or at least you talk
I
about
got this
it.
house for us and our kids that I've never even talked about. Uh-oh, now I'm panicked. I gotta get out of this.
Yeah, that's kind of what it turns into.
Back to the sauna. Why does the guy say we've watched Luke pine after her for 9 years? Hasn't she been in Stars Hollow for all of Rory's life?
The timeline is 100% screwed up on this show.
Okay.
I like to imagine that there was a day when Luke realized he was in love with Lorelai, and the entire town just felt it in their bones.
I think that.
Just
I feel a change.
There's been a change in the force.
Yeah. The entire, all of the elders just stand up and start humming. They're like, it's time.
Yeah. And then they give a baby to a White Walker.
Yes.
I mean, what is going on?
Okay, so who would the Gilmores be in this Game of Thrones scenario? If the Huntsburgers
the
or the Lannisters,
Starks, I'm assuming.
They are the Starks.
Although, you know what? No. You know who they are is...
The Baratheons?
No.
I don't even watch the show, guys. I don't know what we're doing.
Okay, who is Natalie Dormer's family? The Martells. They're the Martells. That only because Emily is just like that grandmother.
Oh, the grandma,
Martell.
yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Fucking nailed it.
Connection.
Nerds.
Nerds.
Thank you, nerds.
Oh, man. Should we talk about fashion real quick?
I think we got to.
Fashion. Oh, I didn't take too many, but let's
Especially for the way you guys are dressed tonight.
Might as well.
You got to talk about fashion.
Let's talk about Kevin. He looks great. Let's talk about Jason. He looks great. And that's it for fashion.
I like the accents that you add to the main ensemble.
Oh, you're just a sweater today.
This is winter Mantzoukas.
Yeah, that's right. We can talk about some of the most egregious ones. We can talk about Rory and Logan at the newspaper. She's kind of dressed like I want to say an American doll.
Oh, I was gonna say she looks like Elizabeth Banks in the Hunger Games, like that shirt.
Oh,
not a diss. It's just the shape of the neckline and the weird shimmery trim.
Yeah. But also could be Kit Kittredge, an American Girl.
Yes. I think that's just the hairband.
I mean, is it funny that I know that or frightening? I don't have children. Why do I know that? It's unsettling, to be sure. Is it charming? No. It's most likely dangerous.
You're gonna have children in your house, just not your own.
I was pretty baffled by Lorelai's shirt in the hospital.
Yep.
That is...
Yep, I didn't like this either.
Is this a seal or an eagle?
This is like almost Ed Hardy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's Ed Hardy light.
Borderline. This is her on the phone. Does anyone know what animal it is? Snake?
I'm gonna go...
We got a snake?
It's an animal?
It looks like a salmon. Or like a
or
half
a beaver. I heard beaver.
Well,
like a half a dove.
It's like flowery things on the sleeve. I don't know. I don't like it.
I'm gonna go crow. Final answer.
Sure, crow, final answer.
But that cross, too, is weird.
Oh, yeah.
The choker cross, like the goth choker cross. Really, it's a weird choice. Is she like
she looks like
deeply
Rosa
religious?
Bulk.
She's a fundamentalist Christian.
She and Mrs. Kim?
Yeah, she's deeply Christian on the inside. They cut out all those scenes. We can talk about, there was a lot of orange in this. This is Lorelai also in the hospital.
Yeah. You guys... oh, wait, have we talked about... We haven't even talked about Lorelai and Luke raw dogging it.
Raw dogging it.
Oh, yeah.
They raw dogged it in the set.
He gets in there raw. And he comes inside her. Like, let's just break it down.
Okay.
Luke and Lorelai get drunk at the magazine party. They start fucking in the limo.
No, they didn't start in the limo.
Oh, they started in the limo.
No, there was some foreplay.
She is 100% blowing him in that limo. No. They get back to the place. They don't even close the door. Closed, strewn on the ground. They wake up. He's still inside her.
Caesar walks in.
He's like, what do I do with these donuts?
And doesn't walk out. Also,
no, they do it.
They do.
Unprotected.
Sure do.
Here's one more thing I want to show, which this is
Still
Lorelai.
got that cross.
Love
fundamentalist Christian, guys.
I love white with orange trim. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I love it.
You've said it before?
Yeah, dude. I talked about how cool I think
this
orange trim on white
is now, for me, called the creamsicle, and I don't like it. This is a
two
reverse
ways.
creamsicle. It's orange on the inside, white on the outside. Don't care for it.
Is that what Luke did?
Hard pass. Yes.
Oh, when I say it. Please ask Mantzoukas.
I've
Jimmy,
said so much worse.
Jimmy, you can't do
You're
it like
supposed to be the good boy, Dimmy.
That was like rated G, legitimately.
Fuck you guys.
I just said Luke came in Lorelai.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Both things can be true at the same time.
Do we have Rory's tank top over t-shirt? Can I see tank top over t-shirt? God damn you, Kevin. Yeah. This is a look that was popular that I didn't understand then and I genuinely despise now.
It was popular in 2005?
I'm
hearing yes.
This look of like, no, we want to wear a sexy tank top, but we can't wear a sexy tank top. So we have to have like a bulky t-shirt under it. That look is terrible.
It's pretty upsetting. Is that appealing to anyone in this audience? Clap your hands.
I don't think it's too bad, but
You don't think it's too bad? Oh, no. No. It doesn't look. Plus, the straps white and the t-shirt white are two different whites.
I will say the straps.
Come on.
I will say the straps. The straps look like the inside of like a sweatpant waistband.
Yeah. And is she wearing a whistle? What's going on?
Yes.
If you see something, say something.
Badge.
It might as well be a whistle.
No, I do not care for this tank top, t-shirt look. And is the tank top a sweater? Is it a knit? Is it a knit tank top? What is this? What is this? Anthropology did this to us. This I blame exclusively on anthropology.
Brenda, we love you. Come on the show sometime. That's the costume designer for the show.
I love her.
I was like, who's Brenda?
Let's go back to the limo where it all started.
Oh, yeah.
What do you call...
Orange, more orange.
More orange.
Sequins.
Dare I say it's the new black?
What does that mean? There's so much orange, it was purposeful. So
do you
now
think
why?
it was purposeful, or
Yes.
do you think they were just
There's
trying to
too
test
much.
it
It's
out?
a fruit.
It's
I
a
like
fruit?
that.
There you go. Orange is a color, but also a fruit.
If we can talk
She's
about
feeling
fruit
it.
for a little bit,
Love to talk about fruit.
Okay, so there, in addition to the audio promo and the video promo, there was also a print promo for this episode. And I'm going to throw up the print promo on the screen, and then I'll describe what it is.
No.
So, this is true. This is a real thing. This was like in magazines and shit. And for the listener at home, Lorelai.
Look.
Luke looks like he's about to abduct her.
Look. This is a movie from the 90s.
This is Sleeping Beauty.
This is a movie from the 90s where he murders her.
Yeah.
After she eats from the tree of knowledge.
This is the Lifetime movie he was in.
This movie should be called Adam Kills Eve.
Well, it's very of that Twilighty cover design, and the caption, in addition to Gilmore Girls on Tuesday, followed by a new One Tree Hill, she craved apples only one other time when she was pregnant.
Is this really the episode they want to put a poster behind? I don't understand.
How about this? Who holds an apple with two hands?
And then also,
who's like,
yeah, she's having trouble with it. How do I hold all these limes?
I'm just now noticing One Tree Hill is also fresh.
Ain't just fresh girls, it's fresh hills, my boy.
Some asshole was like, you know what? Let's stop describing our episodes as new. Let's say they're fresh.
I hope it was Doug Benson. I really do.
When he was a WB executive?
Yeah, that's right.
WB marketing executive?
I just want to throw this out. This isn't from the episode, but I think it's worth taking in.
What is English? Is that the class she's in?
It's also the language she speaks. This is this is just a yearbook photo of Lauren Graham I found very charming.
Adorable.
Yeah.
From the 80s. And then one more. I wanted to get this on, but Daddy's having a little trouble. Let me get it on.
Still calling yourself daddy, I see.
Yeah.
And I'm still not into
that
it.
hasn't changed. That hasn't changed.
Yeah.
This is Logan at the docks. I don't like the shirt. I don't like the blazer. But I do like the smile. I can't lie. I can't.
Really? You like the smile?
I do.
In this freeze frame?
I mean, I like his toothy smile better when he's showing the teeth, but I like this. I like his smirk better than Jess's smirk. I'll say that.
You're an idiot.
Kevin, we're supposed to be the nice ones.
I don't think.
I'm kidding.
So I guess Daddy doesn't know best. Nailed it.
Oh, God. His smirk looks like he's trying to figure out how to get away from her.
His smirk is condescending.
Yeah.
That's what Logan is. That's what I don't like about Logan. Logan, like his dad, talks down to Rory in a way that I find unconscionable.
I think he's just enjoying life for all it has to offer.
I mean, that's what Dean did, and it didn't get him in too good of a place with his wife.
You think that's what Dean was doing?
No, I'm saying enjoying all that life has to offer.
Oh, okay. That might be true. And that's been the fashion report. Fashion. So we can talk about the pregnancy scare storyline.
I wish we didn't have to.
Which went nowhere.
That was a mess.
Oh, I loved that.
Why did you love that? Because here's what happened.
I liked that.
Luke and Lorelai raw dog.
I like that Luke and Lorelai raw dog, and that there appears. I kind of wish it had gone on longer. I like that it appeared as though there was consequences. That it was again like sometimes Stars Hollow can feel too quirky, too twee, too kind of fanciful, and like I like it that like in this instance, Lorelai has to grapple with. Wait a minute, what if I'm pregnant? And the only bummer for me was that it was resolved in like the next scene.
Right.
In 12 hours.
The next scene, she was like, ha, JK, I just got my period.
Yeah.
And she's still in the hospital with Suki's baby.
Did you like the extended conversation between her and Rory about birth control?
Yes.
Which she says, don't trust the man to do it. Rory says she doesn't.
If he shoots, he scores.
Does she say that?
Lorelai says
she drops some Wayne Gretzky quotes.
If he shoots, he scores. He might score. What is it?
If he scores, he might shoot, and then he scores again.
And she was like, he's gonna shoot, so just let him shoot all over you. Don't let him shoot.
I don't know if she said.
Look, if you're gonna play hockey,
I wrote a couple extra lines.
Oh, okay.
Please,
Continue. I'm so sorry.
I also am open, guys, to writing for the next season of Gilmore Girls.
Please.
Now it's on Netflix. There can't be any parental regulations, right?
What's the first scene?
TVMA.
What's the opening
Definitely
scene?
TVMA. The first scene is cross-cutting between both Rory and Lorelai in their separate wherevers having sex.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Yeah.
And Emily coming across Richard's murdered body.
They up the ante in the first scene.
And so
they
it's
go.
just as both of the Gilmore Girls are coming that Emily finds the body. And that is the triangle. That is what it is.
Now
And that's what we'll spend all year trying to figure out. Who are they having sex with?
Oh, all
and
year?
Who killed Richard?
Oh, you don't see who the Gilmore Girls
Guys,
are
spoilers.
having
here's
sex
my-
with?
Spoilers. One of the men they're having sex with killed Richard.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
now, I was going to say, here's my resolution. You see them hit back on the bed, and they turn over, and both of them pan over to reveal you.
Yes. And my hands are covered in Richard's blood. Or it's just Lorelai having gotten her period.
Oh,
Hang on, guys.
I actually think that's
guys,
a nice
stay
thing.
With me.
I think I'm on
Stay
board.
with me,
I'm
guys.
on board. I think that's a very nice gesture.
Think about it this way. She's not pregnant. I'm just going to keep pushing you. Keep
Spitballing.
pushing.
Here's one consistent thing I found on our live shows. Anytime anyone mentions the death of Edward Herman at all, people go, "Oh, it's been a year, guys."
No, it's still heartbreaking.
Get over it, we
legit
say.
heartbreaking.
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, what else do we need to talk about in this episode?
We should talk about Suki deciding that Jackson's got to get those tubes tied.
Oh, let's do
real
that.
quick.
Let's play. Oh,
What a weird thing that was.
yeah, let's do that.
I'm just looking at my list of things I
we
wrote.
need to talk about that.
Sure.
I probably should have brought it up sooner. Sorry.
No problem. What?
You're getting a vasectomy.
What?
You're getting a vasectomy.
You got me. You got me. You're funny. Dark, but funny.
I'm not joking, sweetie. We're cutting that tube. If it is a tube, I'm not really up on the procedure. The doctor doing it will be, though, so I'm sure he'll know.
You're not kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Suki, come on.
Jackson, we have one of each. We kept the species going.
But I wanted 4.
And I wanted 3. This is a good compromise.
I'm sorry, 2 is not a compromise between 3 and 4.
This is Reggie. He's gonna take you down and have it done.
I'm having it done today?
Yep,
They sent the big nurse.
just in case.
Hey!
You get her back afterwards. Now, it's just a quick outpatient procedure. You go in, lie down, close your eyes, snip, snip, and you're shooting blanks.
Is this all I'm having done today, or do I need to get some glute implants or something?
It's everything, I promise. Kiss before you go. Hey, I just thought of the perfect name. First name Martha, middle name Janice, Lori, Ethan, Rupert, Belinda, Carson, Daisy, Danny.
You got them all in.
Now, go get cut.
I was very distracted by his shirt, which looked like a SpongeBob title card.
Oh, it is a SpongeBob title card.
Like a John Lasseter.
I'm just going to read the notes that I wrote.
Okay.
Okay, on this episode. There's not a lot of them. Dick jokes in cold open. Logan is a whiny brat. Drunk sex. Kirk has money. News meeting. Pregnancy scare. Vasectomy. Mitch Huntsberger, what's his name? Mitch Huntsberger is a dick. Tank top over t-shirt. Kirk's body is crazy. Logan is a dog. Rory is a brat. Rory is such a brat. Rory wants to steal a boat. She's in jail.
Those sound like DVD chapter titles. I love it.
It's kind of a beautiful haiku as well.
It is. I write all of my notes on TV episodes as poetry.
And poetry it is. Well, let's get into some Twitter Q&A.
Twitter Q&A.
Okay, so Aquamarine, sure, says, should Lorelai have told Luke about the pregnancy
Yes.
scare even after the fact?
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
The level, this is something that bothered me in this episode, these couple of episodes that I watched. The level of people just not being truthful with each other, which could solve so many of their problems. Like, there's just miscommunication or non-communication is creating so much of the drama and so many of these storylines that it became too much. I was like, oh no, you just need to have one very simple conversation and everything's fine.
That's the problem with a lot of low concept shows because there's not like a werewolf or a vampire to contend with. So it has to be like someone lied or someone didn't tell the truth about something, then it came out later.
There's just a lot of it, right, in these episodes.
In the 3 that we're talking about, yeah.
But she 100% should.
Aside from
I've told Luke.
Rory's storyline in this episode, like everyone is just like not telling their significant other something important. Like Suki doesn't discuss the vasectomy. Lorelai won't discuss her fake pregnancy. Luke won't discuss buying the house. It's so weird.
Now, Suki seeing every celebrity in the hospital, that's the kind of pop culture reference stuff I don't like on this show.
Or they're just like,
which is just like
She said an apple looked like Ben Stiller.
right. For
some
example,
apples do.
Well, not apples. All apples are created equal. But
Well, how do you like them apples?
Oh, from your favorite movie, Good Will Hunting.
I love it. Anthony, you here?
And it just seems like those are the pop culture references that are just showing, hey, we know some names. Here's some names.
Although, I do believe that Andy Dick would be in a hospital in Connecticut. I absolutely believe
And the nurse did for real look like Marlo Thomas, but otherwise...
Well, that's because they cast... He
Right,
wrote it
yeah.
first.
Right.
Find somebody who looks like Marlo Thomas.
It's easy when you're the god of this universe. So, Demi, this one is for you and me.
Oh, great.
Megan wrote, if Amy Poehler came up to you two after one of your UCB shows and said, listen, boys, you don't got it. Stick to your day jobs. How would you react?
I would agree and then also ask why she stayed for an hour and a half.
I would jump off a cliff like hours afterwards.
Really? You wouldn't be like, I'll show you, Amy Poehler?
I would steal some sort of transportation device.
I would go, well, it's back to the circus from whence I came.
So sad.
No, I'd probably steal a boat.
Okay. And then Amy's not here, is she? Okay. And then
She's waiting.
And then Megan says, what do you think Emily and Jimmy Carter got into a bitch fight about?
Was that... we didn't, like, that wasn't something that was part of the show, right? We don't know that story.
No, that wasn't them referencing, like...
Something that...
The Jimmy Carter bitch fight. Although there was a Jimmy Carter reference in 517 or 518.
Love JC.
Yeah. I love JC.
Who doesn't love JC?
Jesus Christ. Guys, here's what we're here to talk to you about.
Now that we've got you here.
Yeah.
Lock the doors.
I was going to preach the gospel of JC Chazé.
There's free Bibles under every seat. And now let's turn our attention. Let's go back.
That was it? Those were all the Twitter questions?
I mean, there was a lot more. But
okay.
We got time concerns here. Let's go back to the time machine to the Television Without Pity boards, or TWAP for short, for a little segment we call
I said I wasn't gonna lose my head, but then
TWAP.
goes my heart.
TWAP.
Goes my heart.
Can I ask you a question? You watched this show when it aired?
I did, yeah.
And did those boards mean something to you at the time?
I posted on them.
You did?
Yeah.
Kevin, are you in this one?
And for those of you who are fans, were those boards important? No? Because maybe it's an age thing. I have no frame of reference. I know what Television Without Pity is in theory, but there was never part of my viewing that then was the next day I looked on the whatever to see what people were writing.
Right.
And that's to me an interesting kind of additional layer.
Well, it was right before recap culture became
Yeah.
fully saturated, before TV on DVD reached a critical mass, and so
And that
Television
people
Without
might
Pity,
do like a show that is simply episode by episode trying to examine
Right,
the
it was
nature
before that.
of a TV show.
Yeah, that sort of reductive,
This
like
is around
recycling.
the advent of the user internet. It's like now that everyone sort of has a voice for things and a place to put it, it's rising.
Yep.
Now it's like, of course, you'll see Vulture recaps and they get more views than the episodes themselves, but whatever.
Absolutely. So we'll start with Weasley Woman.
Oh, actually, wait. I do have another question.
Oh,
what
I
song
love that it
was
starts
that?
with a Weasley woman. Oh, I hope it's Ron's mom. Yes, what?
Oh, I didn't know what song that was.
Oh, that's Pop Goes My Heart from Music and Lyrics.
Oh, got
Classic movie, we all know.
I've never seen.
It's like Love Actually, but less good.
Oh, guys, it's almost time to watch Love Actually.
Do you like that movie?
I love that movie. I'm on record. I'm on record as saying I love Love Actually more than how much I hate Logan Huntsberger. I love Love Actually.
You're on record for that?
Yeah, I talk about it a lot.
All right. So Weasley Woman says, Emily, the dancers aren't your pet monkeys. They're human beings, you twit. Suck on that, Rory. And then, behave like an asshat afterward because someone told you suck at something. Right, that's the perfect reaction. Twit. There's a lot of comeuppance.
Are you Weasley Woman?
No, I promise. No. I mean...
Because you are a redhead.
It's true.
Oh.
It's
you
true.
could be one of the Weasleys.
And gender and sexuality are fluid. We all know that.
Weasley man. No. They'll know. Woman.
Yep.
They'll never be the wiser. No, but there's a lot of like F you, Rory messages on the twat boards for this. Like, good, I'm glad someone shot her down. I'm glad someone
Really?
finally told her she sucked. A lot of that. Tig Mode, for example. I assume it's Tig Notaro.
Has to be.
It says,
Must be.
Given the fact that Rory is incapable of forming a coherent sentence when faced with even remote stress, it was nice to see Lord Huntsberger on high tell her the truth. It's long past time somebody did.
Lauren
And then here we go.
Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Or Lauren, the
Lauren Huntsberger.
part of the family. Love the limo scene. Love the unconscious thigh rubbing going on. Showing the physical comfort level
conscious.
these two people have as lovers. I just wish we saw more of it on screen as opposed to a smoking limo kiss and a tame morning after camera
I
shot.
don't know what's more upsetting. What was written or the voice you read it in? Because that wasn't the voice you read those other ones in. That's your sexy voice. Now we know what Daddy's sexy voice is.
I really wish we had like a bass guitar just. Ooh.
I was just trying to capture the essence of Tig
Now you
Mode
guys
and-
have it. Internet. Use it.
And then Moosey MC says, 4 fat guys.
I love that person though. That person is just like
Tig
flicking
Mode?
the bean to this episode. To that. I love that.
A lot
that
of people
limo
on the
scene.
boards do, and power to them for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's Wicked Skizzy says, wow, F you, Kirk. I mean, while it was nice to see an actual continuity to your encyclopedia of jobs having some effect on you, what are you doing? I mean, the man watched over you, not once, but on numerous occasions, and even chased your naked ass down the street because of your night terrors. You think that was fun for him? You owe him!
So wait a minute. Let me understand this. These boards are so people can have one-on-one conversations with the characters?
It is a little bit like shouting into the abyss.
Like, oh, excuse me, Kirk. Wait a minute. Are we talking about the episode or are we interacting with the episode?
I mean, it's a little of both, and that's what this podcast is all about.
Fair enough.
Now, we'd like to turn it to a little audience Q&A.
Audience Q&A.
Oh, that's so much better.
Sorry.
No, go
Sorry,
for it.
Joey. You weren't doing it, so I didn't know if it was going to happen.
I found money in my
and
pocket.
I started to freak out.
Was that to the tune of Blinded by the Light?
Nope, it was not.
It sounded like
Audience Q&A.
Yep.
Does anyone have a
Asking
question?
Q's
Okay, we
over
got
you.
one in the front row here. Your name, your rating for the episode, and then your question.
Okay, I'm Katie. My rating for the episode is maybe 8 out of 10 Kirk's chests. And what do you think Kirk was going to do with those children in his house?
Have you seen the movie Room?
Yeah, that was a line that was like really unsettling. I do think they're going for like a creep joke, but like also like Kirk's like a weird innocent to me.
Yeah, I see
even
him
though
as more
he fucks
childlike.
constantly.
Yeah.
Which we learned in like one of the old episodes.
Oh, in
right?
422 when you described
Yeah.
him and Lulu's sex life.
Yeah, I'm foreseeing a Michael Jackson situation where nothing's happening with the kids, but they're over a little too often.
Wait a minute.
What? He didn't do it. He didn't
Time
do
out.
it. What?
You're trying to state as fact that the Michael Jackson situation was just too much visitation.
Yes.
Not.
I don't think
can
he did it.
describe
I think
the
Macaulay
birthmark
would have said
on
something
his
by
penis. Fair enough.
We got one more way over here
You
in
only
the
have one
back.
more? What is wrong with you people?
Given the character of Emily and the fact that there's been some uncontinuity errors in like their personalities and stuff, do you think it's believable that Emily goes behind a closed door and they have an argument and then all of a sudden Emily comes out and says everything's great and kind of does that when she has a tendency to hold on to grudges?
Well, there is an interesting thing in that this episode opens with all 3 Gilmore Girls just being bros with each other.
By the way, last episode, they ended on a bad note.
Yeah, that's what's so strange about it.
Their entire current conflict made me very upset because they didn't resolve the fact that Emily did a terrible thing to Lorelai and Luke. They just kind of cut through the mountain instead of going over it. It sucked.
Right.
Last episode, the episode previous to this, is one where Logan comes to dinner. And Emily is a stone cold bitch to Lorelai the whole night. And then they start this episode and they're like, look at all these ballet
How
dancers.
decadent.
We're
Look at
just
all these
3
Moby
gals
Dicks."
gabbing. How about a little girl time? What about this dick? Ay, ay, ay.
It's almost as if Daniel didn't watch the last episode.
Well, he was too busy writing this one.
There's a bit of a gap there.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Yeah, there is a little bit of inconsistency there. And it's also, I agree, it is weird that she's mad at Lorelai, and then Lorelai's, will you forgive me? And then she's like, all right, come on out of here.
I enjoyed that scene. I enjoyed them. I always love characters yelling off screen. That's always just a funny device to me.
Great.
But it was a little pat. It was a little pat, like Walsh. Your name, your rating for the episode, and your question.
My name is Sandy. Rating for the episode, I would say like 3 Kirk's chests out of 10.
It's not
3
enough.
out of 10? Huh. You hated this episode.
Well, Kirk's chest is
That's
a 3
okay.
in itself.
Rory was with Sherry when she had her baby. So why is Rory scared of having babies around her, right?
I don't think she's scared of having babies around her. I think she's scared of like watching one rip a woman's vagina open.
As we all should be.
Yeah.
It's a horrific,
She knows
disgusting
it's not
thing.
going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty brutal. So,
We-
right?
Sherry was going into labor.
She
as
just
well,
doesn't like
right?
the idea of like someone saying coming around the mountain. She imagines a baby. Like
Maybe it's because now she's having sex herself.
she knows what
So
the
she
risk
knows
is.
what she's tied closer to it.
She knows the cost now.
Yeah, maybe.
Like in the hospital, she's like, I don't know where the baby's gonna come from, but I can't wait till it's here. Also, we didn't even. We'll talk about it after the Q&A, but we didn't even talk about Rory's terrible party planning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's an argument. Like, Lorelai and Rory are really bad friends to Suki because they forgot to throw her a baby shower, and she just buys weird shit from Dosey's at the last minute.
Yeah, that's not baby shower-esque at all. Well, Rory's being selfish and bratty.
Oh.
Which is good, which I am on board for.
All part of the parabola
I
of
didn't even see
season
as selfish.
5.
I just thought, God, Rory is really dumb today. Anyway.
She's just acting out.
Any more questions?
Front row.
We got front row? Your name, your rating, and your question.
Melissa, my rating is 8 out of 10.
Oh, you hear that?
Clown pillows.
She's giving it 8. You gave it 3.
And my question is for Jason. Would
That's
you still,
me.
Yeah. Would you still fall in love with Lorelai, or would you fall in love with Emily?
Oh, between the two?
I think I would fall in love with Lorelai. I think it's a Goldilocks scenario. Listen, I want all the porridge.
Oh.
And I'm gonna taste it all.
But you gotta hurry up before the bears get home.
I think I'm gonna eat all of the porridge from Lorelai's bowl. You get what I'm talking about?
You're talking about oral sex, Jason?
Yep.
All right, great.
I'm talking about putting my face in that puss.
Well, there's the next song.
The new theme.
That's the new theme
for
song.
Netflix.
Season 7 on
Oh,
Netflix.
and my
Putting that face in that puss.
Okay, now that sounds
Getting
like
up in that business. Hoo-ah.
that sounds like strumming my pain with his fingers.
One time.
Put in my face in her puss 2 times.
Two times.
Guys, some classic bits in this app.
This is
Some
an
classic bits
all-timer.
in this app.
Twitter's gonna have a field day with
shit.
this one.
Tweet it.
Trend it.
Hashtag
Trend it.
Mantzoukas for Gilmore.
Yeah.
Any stray observations before we rate the episode, guys? Anything about the episode we want to go over with a fine-tooth comb?
I mean, Suki has a baby.
Here's my
Was
question.
there anybody else that we didn't talk about? Like any other weirdos?
Well,
was Grantley Phillips in this one or the next one?
He was not. I think he was probably
the
in the
next
next one.
I missed the Troubadours.
I want to talk about where the hell is Davy in all of this. So Suki and Jackson have a child. He is nowhere to be found in this episode.
He's with Bruce.
Previous episodes. What's that?
With Bruce, probably. Just off screen.
Oh, with
I
the.
think they gave him to the White Walkers.
That's all.
I
I
think
think
that
the
was the
town
penance.
elders gave him to the White Walkers.
Oh, sure, that makes sense. All right, so let's rate the episode, guys. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a step up from the last episode, which was a little meh. I like the story they're going to with Rory, with her stealing the boat, that it's her responsibility, her acting out. I like her kind of world falling apart a little bit, regardless of where Mitchum's integrity is or isn't. So I'm going to give it
I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 fake stories to cover that Logan was flirting with that woman on the boat.
I also like that this is like I am let me think. I'm in a similar realm. I was gonna say like 7 or 8. I guess I like the measurement of Kirk's chest. Is that Kirk's body?
Yeah.
Whoever said that. 7 or 8. Similarly, I like that this is all about Rory's world falling apart and the beginning of that kind of downward spiral. The Lorelai Luke stuff bothered me a little bit. It just wasn't all there for me. The pregnancy stuff I thought was okay.
It is interesting how Luke and Lorelai.
7. I'm going to give it a 7.
Isn't it interesting how Luke and Lorelai don't really interact with each other's issues in this episode? They kind of just intersect a little bit in the limo, but.
And a little bit later.
They don't. It doesn't.
For the raw dogging, of course.
It's just not. There's something about their relationship that, and this I think is controversial, that is just not there for me. You know, like I desperately want them to be more than they are.
You mean on a chemistry level or just the way they're telling their story?
Both.
Okay.
I think I agree with that because I talk a lot about how the chemistry with Christopher was off the charts, and I see it, but it's such a
There was more chemistry with Max Medina.
No.
It's a very different chemistry that I at least see with Luke and Lorelai, where it's just like they're opposites, but it works. Whereas with Christopher, it was they were on the same page, and it works really well.
Yeah.
Which I've said before, but it's just it's chemistry that's funner to watch. But obviously, Luke and Lorelai is like I should want it more than
it's when it is that thing where be careful what you wish for, because I genuinely loved their chemistry when neither of them had an inkling they were into each other.
Sure.
And it was just that banter and that dynamic I very much enjoyed. Once that we're meant to believe that they are intimate and vulnerable with each other, it's not there. There's something missing.
It's very lived in and it's very familiar, but it's almost a little too familiar, perhaps?
Yeah,
Like you don't see the spark?
It doesn't, and it also feels less, here's what it is. Both Luke and Lorelai, once they become involved, keep twice as many secrets from each other as they did when they weren't.
True.
You know what I mean? It's almost as if sex makes them be like, and now I stop trusting you. And that is very strange, because they were each other's confidants in many ways. And they stopped being that because they are each other's person, ostensibly. But then it breaks down what was the thing they had, which was communication. I don't know. Ha! Also pooping each other's buttholes.
There you go. You covered all your bases, Jason. Demi, how would you rate the episode?
6 out of 10 bowls of porridge. And I'm thinking that I give it a 6 because this episode isn't off the wall bad, but it does so many things that made me, like, I didn't care too much. Like, the Lorelai storyline of is she pregnant, is she not, I didn't feel in danger of her.
That should have happened in the next episode.
Yes, it should have been part of the
cliffhanger
end.
of the season for Lorelai's character should be she thinks she's pregnant.
That's such a big thing.
Do you think that would be satisfying and then it ends up she's not?
Well, it would have been more of a, like, because for them to, like, just fix it in a minute, it's just kind of like, really?
I didn't understand
I'm wrong. Maybe it should have resolved in the next. I don't know. It just seemed like no stakes.
Right.
I just don't understand what that story was trying to do with the character.
It happened so early in the episode that, and maybe this is just the way that we understand how TV works. It's just it happened so early in the episode. I was like, no, she's not. I know she's not. And I didn't feel that was real. I didn't care about Suki. I didn't care about Luke's thing was fun, but I also didn't want, like, and that's just, it's not like it's not right for me to say I don't think he deserved the house, but in my head I was like, oh, I want Kirk to have it just because of how I'm seeing that scene. But I know I'm supposed to want Luke to have it. So overall, I was just kind of like, Rory's story is the only one that's interesting to me. And even then, I was just like, I don't know how to take this. Like, I didn't know whether to be on Mitchum's side or not, and I don't think we got enough of that.
Do you think they had sex on the boat?
For sure.
Logan and Rory?
I think they were arrested for having sex, and they're like, whose boat
while
is
they
this?
were having sex on the boat?
They just hear moans in the distance. They go to check it out. They find two teens having...
I guess they got arrested, so they weren't in international waters.
That's true. They find two teens having sex on a boat, and they're all right, show me the boat lights.
No, they're in
their
their 20s.
They have two adults. Oh, my God. Young adults.
Yeah.
I feel old. No,
You're
because
22.
the fictional teenager on the 90s TV show you're watching
She's
is
growing so
growing
up. She used to be 16.
She's married to Pete Campbell.
She is.
that
I hope he
normal
has a
guy.
cameo in the new season. I hope he's Tony.
I hope he's her husband on
She's
the new
married
show.
to that guy who was one of the Pilgrims.
What?
Pilgrims.
Vincent Kartheiser was in that A&E historical movie about like what the real story behind Thanksgiving.
The E! True Hollywood Story of Thanksgiving.
It was like, this is the never told story of what really happened on the first Thanksgiving. And it's him like, we've got to get these people out of here. And I was like, wait, is that Pete Campbell?
Yeah, that's our bad for not knowing that reference. Jason, thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
guys
us
for having
tonight.
me. Thank you for my birthday cupcake.
Yes.
I would like somebody in the audience to have it, though. Right here, this girl.
Oh, wow.
That's how you get
Happy my birthday.
It's vegan, so it's going to taste weird.
It's vegan, so it's going to taste great.
But if you're allergic to eggs, it won't kill
Are
you.
you telling me that vegan treats don't taste as good as real treats?
Dude, no. Veganese is better than mayonnaise.
This isn't the fight.
You're
we need
blowing
to
my
start.
mind.
Oh, man, before we go, I just want to say thank you to all of you for coming out to the show.
Give yourselves a round of applause.
Yes,
you guys
thank
are
you.
great. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's weird.
No, give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are wonderful. Thank you.
The first live show we ever did was on this very stage back in April, and since then we've been around the country. We've been to Brooklyn and DC and Philadelphia. We're going to Portland, Seattle, and Dallas. And it's because of these performances and doing it in the space that was so safe and wonderful us that really empowered us and emboldened us to keep the show going and take it on the road like we have. And that started here with our first shows selling out and you guys coming out to see. Who here was at that first show, the 322? Woo, wow.
And you came back?
OG, and you came back. The OG with Jessica St. Clair. And it's just been an amazing experience for us. So I want to say thank you to Mike Still for letting us do this, the artistic director at UCB, Cassie and Eileen in the booth, July for recording, all of our videographers and photographers have helped us out, and just all of you for like helping the show just keep going and continuing. Yeah, there's people standing.
People
Viewers
been standing the whole time? Wow, did you have any questions? Holy shit, there's like a shitload of people standing. I've just seen that.
That's the Council of Elders at UCB. They decide.
It really is.
Yeah, they're going to decide if
By the
we
way,
get to
it's
come back.
imposing. It's
Oh,
imposing.
it is, because we can't see their
Well,
faces.
and they have the
Especially
power.
this girl in light, who's like, really is like up there is like a superhero. Like, Jessica Jones is here.
Oh, shit. So thank you to all of you for coming and
Thank
standing
you for
the
standing
whole time.
for all this time. Did you have fun?
Oh, they're so sweet.
You guys are my favorite. You guys.
Give me that cupcake.
Give that cupcake. Hey, give the cupcake to the standard.
Toss it.
We got more cupcakes. But sincerely, thank you to all of you for coming out to the show and coming out to the other shows. And there's only one thing left to do.
Plugs.
What?
Plugs.
Yeah, only one thing left to do, plugs.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, did you think I was going to start the theme song and I temporarily forgot that we have plugs to do?
Oh, no, that'd be crazy.
Uh-oh. Daddy, baby, don't fight.
Daddy made a boo-boo.
Uh-oh.
I'm
Daddy's
so
angry.
uncomfortable.
Don't wake me.
Don't be mad at us, Daddy.
We should just have a copy of Don't Wake Daddy
Don't
at the end
be
of the
mad
stage
at
at all
Daddy.
times.
Uh-oh, Daddy's angry.
Keep this going. You can follow me at Kevin T. Porter everywhere, and then as a pop culture thing, what we've started doing since you've been on is just plugging something we're really enjoying in pop culture, a movie, a TV show, a book, music. I'll plug Scandal. Blaze through that 4th season pretty damn quick. It does what it's supposed to do so well and so amazingly good, and it's so like viscerally enjoyable to watch. So been enjoying that. Although I feel like I'm just eating a bag of Doritos every time I do it. But I'll plug
You're about
Scandal.
to upgrade to some Fritos, my man. Next
Oh,
season
shit.
is great.
Fritos?
Fritos.
All right. Mr. Mantzoukas.
Okay. In terms of plugs, well, you can listen to the podcast that I'm a part of called How Did This Get Made on, thank you, on the Earwolf network. There's a Twitter for it that is at HDTGM. So you can check that out. I have a small part on this season of Transparent, which I think is a terrific show. If you're at all interested in seeing me without a shirt on, get involved.
If you want to see a prequel,
Also,
to
watch
season
The
8.
League if you want to see me wearing no clothes, sitting on a toilet a lot. And then in terms of like a recommendation, I will say, and I know this is like, I want to say something that is truly like an underdog thing that I can champion, but this is the opposite of that because everybody genuinely loves this. I had such a good time at the movie Creed.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
totally.
I thought it was fantastic, and I cried so hard for the entire second half of the movie.
Yeah.
Cried hard. I wasn't just like, oh, a couple of tears, like this is sweet, or oh, this is sad. I was like,
I was really feeling the second half.
That sounds a little familiar.
Having like real sobs. It was very sad. And it's great. Great. Love that movie.
Even if you don't love sports movies, it's really fantastic.
Oh, it's wonderful. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm also
Sleeping with Other
loving.
People?
Sleeping with Other People is a plug, which is a movie that I'm in that's out on
VOD.
iTunes.
Probably VOD.
By now, VOD by now, yeah. So watch that. Guys, go watch it. What the hell? Oh, you know what's not bad? The Last Kingdom. Anybody watching this show?
What is that? Is that a show?
It's a BBC show. It's basically Game of Thrones without magic. Would you agree with that? Person who clapped?
So the History Channel?
It's basically, it's a movie, it's a TV series that is about the English trying to hold off the Viking invasion. So it's Vikings versus Englishmen. It's pretty good.
I think you even raptured everyone here with that synopsis.
I feel like they should have named it that.
It's what I got, guys. Also, start watching Bunheads immediately.
Okay. So Bunheads, Creed the Band, and The Last King of Scotland.
Creed the Band. Wait, let's just, we'll go with that.
Here we go.
Oh, no, I have one. Erase everything I've said from your memories and
Creed.
just download the album from the band Hop Along that came out this year. It is it's like maybe best record of the year.
What's it called?
For me.
Shut something?
I can't remember. What's the name of it?
Eyes Painted Shut.
You? Great, right?
She has one of the best voices.
That
it's fantastic.
record and the new Deaf Heaven record.
Ooh.
2 top 5 records of the year. Right there. Go.
great.
Play it. Play it, Daddy. Daddy, play it.
Which song?
Daddy.
Happy to
Daddy,
see me.
Play
Play
it.
Happy to see me. We got an hour left of this album.
Everybody out! Nobody's getting up! You guys are dicks! You guys are all dicks! Woo! Thank you for indulging me.
That was one of the best plugs we've had in a while.
Are we gonna get sued by Hop Along?
No, we're fine.
No.
Okay.
No.
Dimmy, what
It
you-
was a parody.
Yeah, just imagine the word pizza in there or something. Dimmy, what you got to plug?
I'm at Electra Lemon, Star Wars. That's it. I truly.
So you're recommending?
Here's the thing. I just watched all of the other Star Wars for the first time the other day.
What order?
4, 5, 6. Didn't bother with the first
you didn't
3.
do prequels. Okay.
No,
cool.
I have them. I'll watch them later. I couldn't. Don't clap for me. I'm gonna watch them later.
Now that the standard, you guys have been emboldened.
You've given them so much power, Jason.
by me talking to you.
4, I was like, I get it. It's Star Wars. 5, I was like, pretty good. I was fucking blown away by Return of the Jedi. I love it. I'm gonna watch it again tomorrow morning. I love Return of the Jedi. Really? That's the one people hate?
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Of the original trilogy, to me, it is third.
Did you like the Ewoks?
Empire, Star Wars, or Jedi.
Look, everyone hates the Ewoks. I saw it and I was like, yub nub, whatever the fuck. Everything else, I was like, great.
Oh, I will say this. To get ready, the Star Wars Christmas special is on YouTube.
Oh, thank God.
Which
That's the
is-
next podcast.
If you've not watched that ever or lately, it is mind-boggling in its insanity. It is. Have people seen this? Oh,
I
everybody
can't
has.
wait.
Okay, so fuck you guys.
But
I love all the bonus plugs we're getting in this section tonight.
But
bonus
yeah.
butt plugs.
I just saw The Force Awakens literally less than like an hour ago. I won't say anything about it, but go see it. It's fantastic.
Does Dumbledore die?
Yes, immediately.
Dude, I haven't read it yet.
Sorry, Dumbledore dies.
You should have read the book.
And Harry ends up with your sister.
Not my sister.
Black it out!
No.
Black it out!
Hit the end music.
The show is over!
No. We got one more thing to do.
Out on the road, feeling lonely and so cold. All you have to do is call my name and I'll be there on the next train. Where you lead, I will follow anywhere that you tell me to. If you need me to be with you, I will follow. Oh, where you lead, I will follow anywhere that you tell me to. If you need me to be with you, I will follow where you lead.
I like that song. We're all entitled here.
Woo!
Thank you for coming out to the
Have a good
show.
night, everybody, and happy holidays.
Happy
Thank you.
holidays. Thank you, UCB. Good night. We'll be seeing you.